You're watching CBS 12 News at 11.
Cross-contamination, rooms left dirty, and veterans neglected. VA hospitals across the country have been in the spotlight for exposing patients to questionable conditions. And tonight, CBS 12 Investigates uncovers it's happening right here at home. CBS 12's Andrea Marvin has been working on this story for 6 months. She joins us from the West Palm Beach VA Medical Center with the disturbing details. Andrea?
Our source inside the VA describes what's going on here as simply horrific and a complete disgrace to the men and women who have served our country.
When I got there, I noticed that there was food on the floor, there were rubber bands on the floor, there were used tissues under the bed.
Bart Hollibaugh is a veteran who served in the Navy and claims he had an experience at the West Palm Beach VA that he will never forget. He says his room was filthy.
There were a lot of very questionable dried substances, if you will, all over the room. I think a lot of it may have been human bodily fluids.
Doctors admitted Hollibaugh for a kidney stone. He says so much disgusting mess covered the bathroom in his room, he refused to use it.
I was not going to subject myself to the horrors of the filth in that bathroom.
And according to a source inside the West Palm Beach VA Medical Center, Hollibaugh's story is the least of it.
On the outside, it looks nice, but on the inside, it's terror, horror.
The source, who does not want to be identified, contacted CBS 12 News Investigates with video and pictures from inside the VA that he took throughout the year.
It is terrible. It is dirty, filthy, smelly. Shit smells all over. They don't clean the patients.
The biggest concern, he says, is the risk of patients and staff getting sick from cross-contamination.
Have you seen cross-contamination at the VA hospital?
Yes.
He took this picture of used red biohazardous trash bags and says these were not disposed of properly. These red bags are typically used to dispose of blood, feces, and other bodily fluids. He says he found a bag not sealed and in an open hall closet, one near food storage, and one red bag thrown out with regular trash.
Did you see firsthand biohazardous material put in with the regular trash?
Yes. I've seen it happen more than once, many, many times.
And he says it doesn't stop there. The Center for Disease Control's regulations state gloves should always be changed after use on each patient.
Have you seen doctors and nurses not dressed properly when they go into these rooms?
Definitely. Not only doctors and nurses and others, housekeepers too. They just don't follow the health code law.
The source also says he took photos of medical equipment and patient rooms that were dirty, including this shower with feces in it. According to the private contractor Long-Term Care Institute, in March, their inspectors cited the West Palm Beach VA staff multiple times for neglecting patients. And in 2008, U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs inspectors cited them for nurses not washing their hands after handling medical equipment, which can lead to infection, and contaminated equipment stored in the improper place.
We don't have a problem with cross-contamination in this building.
CBS 12 News Investigates contacted the VA about the allegations and showed them some of the photos. They said they want to be as transparent as possible and agreed to show us the area in this picture that our source told us was used for food storage and had the unclosed red biohazard trash bag.
There's nothing going in there. There's nothing out there. Hazardous material.
What's in there then?
Sure. We have no food, no stoves, because we can't do that. It's against federal regulation.
But we did see food in there, including bananas and condiments, and there were kitchen appliances and dishes inside. And our source recorded this food cart stored inside. He says every morning they store the prepared food trays there before distributing them to patients.
But do you think it's a conflict with biohazardous material being so close?
No, I don't.
Would you guys be able to show us other areas of the hospital? The shower room?
They had to decline our request, saying they cannot show us areas of the hospital with patients. patients who served our country.
I wouldn't want any veterans to suffer more than they already are.
Now, the VA told us that they are committed to providing veterans with the highest quality of health care and services in a clean and safe environment. They said they immediately addressed patients' concerns, including Bart Hollibaugh, once they found out about them. And they also said the person who shot the videos appears to be engaging in repeated violations of VA policies and procedures with respect to both cleanliness and patient confidentiality. Andrea Marvin, CBS 12 News.
We'll let you be the judge. Andrea Marvin will have more tomorrow night when she looks into allegations of neglect. Hidden camera photos of medical equipment and patient rooms left filthy, a shower smeared with feces, and biohazard materials not disposed of properly. These are just a few of the images taken by a source inside the West Palm Beach VA Medical Center. And it doesn't stop there, which is why a VA insider asked CBS 12 News to investigate, to expose the problem and get help. Our Andrea Marvin spent months reviewing the images and investigating the claims. She joins us at the VA in West Palm Beach with all the details. Andrea?
Our source says inside these walls are horrible conditions and quality of care that he calls horrific. Tonight, we take a look at his undercover video that shows patient neglect.
Soldiers protecting us, serving our country, who are now veterans.
Will somebody help me? Please help me.
Calling out for help.
Can't find a nurse.
Hungry, cold.
Anybody, you could drop that here. Nobody can come here.
Needing attention.
They didn't change me when I was soaking wet.
According to a source inside the West Palm Beach VA Medical Center, veterans are left alone almost every day.
Makes them look like a fool, huh? Hey, did you eat?
No, I had nothing.
The source, who does not want to be identified, contacted CBS 12 News Investigates with this video and other pictures he said he took from inside the VA.
I feel bad. I feel terrible. I don't like to see veterans just being left alone without any care.
He showed us what he called issues with cross-contamination, filth, and neglect.
Can't anybody help me in here?
That same type of neglect was found during a privately contracted inspection from Long-Term Care Institute in March. CBS 12 News Investigates obtained those documents, which shows inspectors cited staff at the West Palm Beach VA for letting residents sit for hours in soiled sheets, a bloodied boot, and with bed sores. The report reads staff failed to medicate a resident who appeared to be writhing in pain during wound treatment and dressing changes. And inspectors found another resident crying out in pain.
I'm a war hero. I got 2 Purple Hearts, 3 Bronze Stars, and a Distinguished Service Cross.
From this side of the facility.
CBS 12 News Investigates contacted the VA for comment. They agreed to show us the areas in the photos regarding cross-contamination. But when we asked them about the complaints from veterans, they declined to interview.
So there are veterans that are being cared for here who say that they're being neglected. I mean, what's your response?
So we're going to go ahead and stop now. Thank you.
Somebody help me. Please, I'm waiting for you.
Now, the VA tells us that they are committed with providing veterans with the highest quality of care possible in a safe and clean environment. We did reach out to Congressman Brian Mast's office, and he tells us he plans to review our story and wants those veterans to reach out to his office so that he can file a case on their behalf. Andrea Marvin, CBS 12 News Investigates.